Blasted Assassin, episode 34, the episode without Paul. So you see Paul's in our chat tonight. He's doing good after his procedure today, so we're glad to have him on here. Maybe we'll be getting him on next week or maybe the following week, depending on how he's feeling. So I'm your host, Hueys Comic Hideout, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into our movie quotes. And we're going to start with Alex, if you're ready here, and come back for a second week filling in for Paul.
All right, good to be here. Glad to be glad Paul's in the chat. My quote is a conversation between two people. It's, so how's your girl? She left me. My mom died. My dad got deported. But I got this van. Yeah, it's nice. I know, right? End scene.
That's Ant-Man. That's Ant-Man, yep.
That's a good one.
Now move on to Rob, the great legend. Give us your quote.
All right, here we go. This is a reading from some sacred scrolls. Okay? Beware the beast man, for he is the devil's pawn. Alone among God's primates, he kills for sport or lust or greed. Yeah, he will murder his brother to possess his brother's land. Let him not breed in great numbers, for he will make a desert of his home and yours. Shun him, drive him back into his jungle lair, for he is the harbinger of death.
Popeye.
People are saying Back to the Future in the chat.
Yep.
No Back to the Future in the chat either.
Planet of the Apes.
That's right, Planet of the Apes, 1968.
Oh, wow.
Good job, Mike. Dang.
That Marky Mark.
No, not that one.
Not that one.
It was Cornelius said that, played by Roddy McDowell.
Mike, Dracula Spider Grandpa, what's your quote?
Men who crave power look back over their mistakes of their lives, pile them all together, and call it destiny.
Bang. Batman.
No.
The
1987.
new Planet of the Apes.
No, 1987.
Watch me.
No, it's it started as a
Came out in 2000.
Masters of the Universe. Dolph Lundgren?
Yes.
Yeah.
Legend.
Oh,
guy.
wow. The little troll licking your ribs.
Jeremy, Trinitys Comics.
Do you want to know why I use a knife? Guns are too quick. You can't savor all the little emotions. You see, in their last moments, people show you who they really are. So in a way, I know your friends better than you ever did. Would you like to know which of them are cowards?
That's Joker talking, right? Maybe the second Batman movie. I always forget the titles of those movies, though.
Dark Knight Returns.
Dark Knight. Yeah. Heath Ledger. That was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and mine's two people. It's kind of a little bit long, but we'll go through it. What has yellow skin and rights? A ballpoint banana. What people are always in a hurry? Rushing people. Russians. So this means someone Russian is going to slip on a banana and break their neck.
Deadpool.
No.
Sin City.
Nope, it's one of Jeremy's favorite characters.
That's hard.
Think cheesy. Not Batman 1966.
Oh, I was sensing a little sarcasm in that last part, so I was trying to think, who do I hate?
No, it wasn't. I was trying to give you a hint there. I mean, it was that old cheesy Batman. Why can't I think of a name? Who played Batman in '66?
Adam West.
Adam West, yes. Okay, so that ends our quote. So, our chat is totally popping. It's been popping for 20 minutes while we're in the off air before the live show. So we're going to have Rob give us an update on that chat and what's going on there.
All right, I'll tell you what, the chat is, like you said, it's going insane in here. They were even chatting, like you said, before the live show began. Again, like Dave said, big shout out to Midwest. He's fighting it. He's making it in the chat room. He's doing what he can to stay awake. But let me give some quick shout outs of everyone in the chat. Not only do we have all these awesome people in the chat, we also have a guy by the name of Alex the Comic Hoarder in the chat, and he is live with us tonight again, 2 weeks in a row as our special guest. Thanks again, Alex, for filling in. We got our good old buddy, Shut Your Funko Mouth with Spectacular Spider Grandpa. Mike is in the chat. We have Trinitys Comics in the chat from the Trinity Superhero Cinema. And man, we got Midwest Comic Man Ball and Chain in the chat. Let me give you the rest of these names here. We got Maverick Freelance. Man, so many people. So everyone that showed up so far in the chat, we got Jason Smith, Seeking Near Mint Comics, British Geeky Guy, old BGG. And BGG, thank you so much earlier today for all those awesome comments you made in your haul video. We have Comically Flawed, Popcom, my brother from the Legends Live Auction, Who Dat Comics Collectibles and Gaming. We got the icon, Don Comic Book Junkie.
Oh, yeah.
Midwest Comic Man, like I said, he's back in action. He's in the chat, ready to go. Cat Ran Figures, the Comic Board, a.k.a. Black Pole. Great show with him and JT and Neil that they do in the mornings. Captain Cole Comics, Tat Comics, the Uncanny Kyle Walker, the Doom 143, Lunchbox Batman, Maverick Freelance, and again, also coming at us live tonight, Midwest Comic Ball and Chain. A lot of action. 23 viewers right now, too, so it's hopping.
Thank you, Rob.
And shout out to Midwest Ball and Chain for giving us an update on Paul's condition earlier. So
that's right, man. That's awesome.
Thank you for that.
We were joking around with earlier when she jumped in Paul's hangout with us, chatting. I'm like, oh my God, scrub the servers. Woman's in our guy chat. Get her out of here. And so we definitely do appreciate you jumping in there and jailbreaking Paul's phone to let us know how he's doing. So, so we'll go ahead and jump into our comic review portion, and we'll start with our guest, Alex. What's our first book for
Cool.
tonight?
I'm going to start off with a big event book. This is Marvel Monsters Unleashed, and as Marvel's been pumping this book up, they're talking about all hands on deck. They're talking about all the teams, but my question is, well, 2 of the teams are busy right now.
Exactly.
We are knee deep in I versus X right now, and so I was confused as to when they got all back together to fight this monster right here. It was a lot of info packed into one issue. I kind of felt like a zero issue to me, like setting up the show for what's going to happen in here. So it felt like a zero issue for $5, which was a little bit strange for me. But I guess with all that being said, it's a stash for me. I'm going to pick up issue 2 because I do like event books and I do like superhero teams pretty much grounding and pounding. So I'm going to stash that one for sure. Oh, and also, before I forget, TiVo was talking about this a couple weeks ago, and I found a couple of these books. This is Bloodstone #1. This is the first appearance of Elsa Bloodstone. And so I'm curious to know how she is intertwined with this all. So that's a book to kind of keep your eye out for. It's a Marvel book.
Okay. Thank you, Rob. So you read Monster Unleashed. What do you think of it?
Monsters Unleashed, what I liked about it, I love the artwork. I mean, the artwork, I think it was Steve McNiven. Excellent artwork. I loved how he drew the big monsters. And it really kind of was like a throwback to some of those old school 50s style books where they always had the big monsters like taking over the city, or like, if you're a huge fan of like Godzilla movies or any like just big ass monsters attacking and everything, you'll love the Monsters Unleashed story. Writing, I love the writing on it. It's Cullen Bunn, one of my favorite writers in comics. So yeah, I'm definitely going to stash it. It was really cool.
All right. Mike?
Yeah, I'm stashing this book too. Like I said, I didn't have high hopes for this. So many events going on right now, and like Alex said, the biggest problem with this book is all the X-Men are fighting these monsters. All the Inhumans are fighting these monsters, but they're supposed to be like killing each other in the other the Avengers or the Inhumans versus X-Men. And you got this kid in here who's drawing pictures. I don't know if he's summoning the bad monsters, or at the end of the book we get Fing Fang Foom. I don't know if they're going to be the good monsters and go after. It's got a lot of stuff going on in here, but I actually did really like it. BGG said they got a lot of tie-ins going on with this book. I don't think I'll be picking up hardly. I'll pick up a few of the Spider books, but other than that, this is a stash for me.
Jeremy?
I really liked it. I was going into it expecting it to suck because but I won't get into that. But it was actually really good. Like I didn't know a lot of the characters. I knew most of the main ones, but like the Inhumans, people like that, like the Kamala Khan, I didn't know who she was, so I know nothing about their powers. But I actually kind of liked it. There's that one panel where they flip it through and it shows the X-Men fighting that big thing, and there's Logan being all Logan-y and
Yeah.
just being straight up old school. I don't know. I just liked it. But what really got me, like they kind of give it like a hint to it that the little kid that's drawing, like they kept wondering where the monsters were coming from. So I don't know who he is or if he's going to end up having powers. But like, I guess he was like drawing the monsters and they was just like appearing, huh?
Yeah, that's what I took from it.
That's what I took from it. Like his mom was telling him not to leave for some reason, like I guess because all the monsters and stuff. Like he snuck out. I don't know. It didn't ever really say where he was going, but he left, and then like the monsters cornered him up in the backyard. And was like, "You don't know what you're doing," or something like that. So
now the monsters in the back, Legend could probably tell us. These are all classic Marvel monsters, right?
Yeah. The only one I know by name was Fing Fang Foom.
Fing Fang Foom.
Excellent on that one. I really like that one.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's a stash for me.
Yeah, I picked this up too, and again with Rob too. I really love the art. My favorite panel is, or a couple panels is Hercules, Prince of Power and Lord of picking up heavy objects and throwing them. I love that line. I thought that was funny. When he hucks that car at that monster. Me either. I don't know a whole lot about these monsters. A lot of them came from the late Silver, early Bronze Age. Is that correct? I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
But really, if you want to know about monsters, you need to go talk to GPAP, Gene Paul's Peter. He is the king of the Marvel monsters. I mean, if you want to know about a Marvel monster, get a hold of him, and he can probably answer any question you have. So that definitely is a stash for me. I'm not going to buy all the tie-ins. I fell into that trap of the last Secret Wars, and I'm not doing it with this either. I'm just going to stick to the main story and move on from there. But it is definitely a stash for me. Let's see here. Rob, why don't you give us our second book?
Second book I want to go with, they kind of mentioned it in the chat, is Dollface by I think it was Action Labs Entertainment. Old Dollface, man. I was like, at first, I've never really read anything from Action Labs Entertainment, so I don't know what the heck was going on in the story. At first, I didn't really like it. I wasn't into the story at all, but I liked the art. It was really kind of cartoony and fun, and I saw a battle between the Dollface and this evil witch, which was like just totally random and out of the blue. But then finally, what's the name? What's her name?
Zombie Tramp.
Zombie Tramp. That's the one. Yeah, that girl there. And then, but getting into the story and kept on reading. I kind of see how they put the Dollface together. This one guy and gal, they put her together kind of by using, I think, Zombie Tramp's Devil Book or something like that, or some kind of book like that. And they made this kind of like that Weird Science movie is what it really reminded me of a lot. A lot of cussing in the book, and the cussing, it was pretty annoying because it was just like over the top. But there was some funny little lines in there, some funny little put downs. It was entertaining, but it's not something I would stash or I would buy or anything like that. So it's a blast.
Mike, you were holding this up. You read it?
Yeah. As Legend said, this book is for adults.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of the breasts, this book is for you.
And that's right up Mike's alley.
This is a stash plus. I knew who Dollface was. She had some kind of Halloween special that I missed out on or something.
Yeah.
But I never read that. I didn't know her origin. So the first part of this book was kind of confusing for me. But then when they got into the Weird Science part of it, big fan of Weird Science movie, by the way. I really took to it and I really liked it. But yeah, this was a stash for me. I also do like Vamp Blade and Zombie Tramp though. So when I see them, I pick them up.
It was a double D stash for you?
Double D stash. That's yes.
And Alex, I think you picked it up too, didn't you?
Yeah, yep. Like Rob said, the art was good. There was a lot of good. It's captivating, really, to look at it. But this little like perverted sperm
Yeah.
thing, Ivan, I didn't like him from the very beginning. Yeah. But the only saving grace for this book that I think is that these two, when they fight each other, as you can see there, Dollface punches through Zombie Tramp, and then her arm stays there. And so both of them are going to be able to regenerate and get new body parts. They regenerate because Dollface is just a doll, so they just make her new body parts, and then Zombie Tramp has to go like eat people or kill people to get new body parts. So that's the only thing that was kind of interesting about this. It's a blast, but it was like sinfully entertaining to read. I think you know what I'm saying. It's like not something I would like. When my wife came in the room, I was like, "What are you doing, babe?" So felt kind of bad. Yeah.
I've had a few of those books too. Since Rob, why don't you guys give an update on that chat there?
Chat's still going wild in here. They're talking all about comics, which is Frost GPAP's channel. With the other guys. That man, I'm so sorry. I was talking with them the other night. I already forgot their names, but they're talking about curse words. So I think we'll be getting to curse words here in a little bit. I want to give some new shout outs to some people that joined the chat, and we've gotten up to 30 live viewers already.
Nice.
That's been awesome, amazing, great stuff. But we had Jesse from JLS Comics stop by, and we had SS Comic Reader coming in here chanting out some AJ Styles quotes in the house. Captain Dadpool Kyle is here. All about comics. I already said all about comics. They had a great question talking about cuss words. Day Dreams and Nightmares is here. Contender is here. It's good to see Kevin, who just is starting his own 200 subscriber contest. Manny NYC from the New York Warriors. Come out and play. He's playing tonight in the chat room. And we got another good live auction buddy of mine, Big Bear Comics, is in the house. So I'm Dave, man. Oh, Count Von Strange is here.
Hey.
DPS4 in the house. It's always good to see the count. But yeah, a lot of action in the chat, man. If y'all have some questions like for us, or you want us to let us know something, write them down because I've got my paper out and everything. So I'll get the questions and everything if you have some questions or something special you want to chat about there. All right, good stuff, right, Dave.
Thank you, Rob. Mike, why don't you give us our third book for the night?
All right, so people have been requesting us to review The Few, number 1.
Yep.
I am not the one to talk about this book. Grandpa don't respond well to bad art, and in my opinion, this book has some shitty fucking art. I know there's a baby in a gas mask and a bunch of bad art. That's all. I go fuck this book. This is a blast for me. If you guys want to talk about it, feel free.
Let's see who else picked that up. Well, I'll go first. I know I got Jeremy. Did you?
Yeah, I read it.
You read it. Okay, go ahead and give us your take on that.
It sucked. Like Mike said, the art was horrible. And it's like sometimes you like, I don't know, it was kind of confusing, and like it didn't really go anywhere. Like you find that they got this chick and they find her in the woods with a baby in a gas mask, and then that's pretty much it. I mean, the people's chasing them. That's pretty much it.
I mean, sometimes if a book has bad art with a good story,
it takes
you
you
get
out.
around that. You can get around that, but this just
the story just don't hold up for how bad the art is. And I get it. It's a image. Image that kind of has that kind of weird art. The way I kind of described it to Alex when Alex were talking about it is it's sort of like Jock but worse. It's like it's Jock. Not saying Jock's bad. I'm just saying it's Jock style art like that. If you've read Witches, it's that kind of art, but it's not as good as Jock. It's like it's worse than Jock. It's like somebody trying to copy Jock, but they suck. Yeah, I mean, look at that.
Yeah, there was a lot of times in that book where was punching who and who was getting hurt or who was running away.
And like, see, one thing in that panel Mike just showed, the guy's holding razor wire, and I know he's got a glove on, but I mean, razor wire is razor wire. If you try to grab somebody, use it like a lasso, it's gonna cut your hand. And that's Comically Flawed. That's a $4.99 book. And I don't know, man. I know it's an Image One. Most people say, buy it if it's an Image One, just in case. But man, whew.
I guess
I'm gonna go ahead and call it my turd of the week.
Oh my goodness! Really?
I agree. Turd of the week.
I have to disagree on that. Now the art is not the greatest. I definitely agree with that, and it took me a little bit to get into the art. There was a couple things like here. Looks like a barb or a bat wrapped in barbed wire. Very Walking Dead-esque kind of thing.
I got that too, and I thought I was like Negan.
The $4.99 when I picked it up, I'm like $4.99 for an Image book. Wow, that was expensive for an Image book. Most of them run $2.99 or $3.99. But it's a thick book. It's a pretty big story. I actually enjoyed it. I don't think it's my pick of the week, but I enjoyed it. The art, again, was a little hard to get used to, but I thought the story was intriguing enough, and it leaves me actually wanting more, and I'm actually going to be picking up issue 2. So this is stashed for me, so I'm going to be a little opposite of you guys. Alex, did you read this too?
Yeah, I talked a little bit. The art was so distracting for me. Like sometimes you would see her in the distance and her forearm or just be scribbly lines, which was really, I thought was I don't know, it's art, I guess. It's up to interpretation. The one thing that I would comment why I would blast this book is because I've already heard this story 1,000 times. It's a post-apocalyptic, you know what I'm saying? And you've got the government occupying some certain states, and they're controlling goods, and they're controlling resources. And then you've got rebels. It's like there was a show called Revolution on TV a couple years ago. If you all seen that show, it's the same story. So it's one of those things. I think I've already seen this story before, and it's just a limited maxi series. So probably maybe 10, 12 issues or something.
Okay.
I don't think it's not an ongoing for sure. I don't think.
But you're blasting it then?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna pick up the next issue.
Okay. Jeremy, what's book 4?
Let's go ahead and talk about curse words. That book surprisingly was okay. It wasn't great. I would pick up issue 2 just to see where it goes, like that. Yeah, that's Scotty Young right there, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah.
I didn't think I was gonna like the book. I just read it to review on here, but I actually ended up liking it. Like the guy, the way without giving too much away, he was like he came to Earth to destroy it and like enslave all our people, I guess. But then like he kind of started liking it here, and ended up like taking up shop here, and like he started like protecting people and doing stuff. And he has 3 rules: no love, no war. And what was the other one? No love, no war,
no curses or something.
I don't remember.
No
Marvel.
Yeah, it's right here. It's no curse, no love, no curse, no war, no love.
Yeah, no cures, no war. Yeah, no cures, no war, no love. But
that's right.
And like it ended up, it was pretty good. I liked it. I'd pick it up, to see where it goes from there. That's a stash for me.
I got it too. I guess there was. I didn't know this either when I went and picked my issue up. The store was saying, "Hey, do you want this cover or this gold letter cover?" And I picked up the gold letter cover. I guess it's a 1 per retailer variant. All it is the gold embossed. I read an article about it. Was saying, "Oh, guess what? Image is turning into the '90s. Here it is, the gold lettering from the '90s. The 1 retailer, 1 per retailer issue." I didn't like the story very much at all. The only thing I can relate to is, when he's getting his hair cut and then they go to touch his beard and it's like, bam! I think the woman gets shocked or blown back or whatever that. I think, me being a man with a fine beard, I kind of can relate to that. And I think Rob might be able to too, But other than that, it's a blast for me, and I won't be picking up issue 2 at all. I mean, I don't know if I'll sell this one or hold on to it. Because they're going for like $20, I guess, on eBay for that gold lettering, that embossed gold lettering. But it's a blast for me. Alex.
Yeah, I think it's a blast for me as well. I don't think I'm going to pick up the next issue. I almost actually didn't get past this guy, Johnny One or Johnny Platinum.
Oh, me too.
Oh, yeah.
I almost closed the book immediately when that guy started talking. And other than that, I mean, it was okay. I like the premise is okay, but I just don't. I'm not too invested in this one. I don't think I'm gonna pick it up farther from here.
He was kind of Bieber-esque, wasn't he?
Oh, definitely.
Mike, how about you?
Pretty much what you and Alex said. One of my complaints was, so this freaking magician is walking around, I guess it was New York or whatever city it was, with this big glowing blue staff, and nobody's trying to stop him, or, but I get it. But this is not my thing. It was a blast for me as well. And yes, this is a Scotty Young cover. I saw some people asking. He does do other stuff other than Marvel, believe it or not. And he is pissing on Harry Potter's scarf and hat or glasses and whatnot.
Was I say something else about that one? Oh, they did have a koala though, Mike. You were really impressed with that in your video. You're saying, "Hey, that's a koala. It's got to be good." I remember you saying that in your.
I don't know what you're talking about. It does have a koala in it.
All koala lives matter.
Well, what? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. He's going to cover that one now. Okay, and our 5th book. Let's see. I guess I'll jump into the Ray Justice League of America, the Ray Rebirth. This started out interesting. I don't know a whole lot about the Ray character, if he's been around for a while. Somebody else can tell me on the panel. But it started out kind of interesting. The boy who couldn't go outside because the light would kill him. He can only watch TV for so long. 1 hour on TV, 1 hour, shut it off. And then he finally just makes the truck outside, and he becomes invisible, and he ends up going all over the place. That's where I kind of lost it. I mean, when he touched that one guy out, when he wanted a light, he blew up. And after that, it was kind of, it didn't really like it anymore. But the beginning of it was good. I thought, okay, here's this guy who has this disadvantage as a kid. He can't go around light at all. But it really lost me toward the end there. Even though it was based in Oregon toward the end of City of Vanity. That's what they said. But I don't think there's a City of Vanity anywhere in Oregon. But it's a blast for me. I definitely wouldn't be picking up. I think this is just a one-shot, isn't it? Really leading up to, yeah. If there were any more on that issue, I definitely wouldn't be picking up anymore. It's a blast for me, though. Mike.
Yeah, this is a blast for me too. They could have took this book. All this was a little origin story for the Ray, just to get him set up for the Justice League. But to me, it was told really poorly. They could have just threw his origin in one of the JLA issues, and it would have been just as good. You guys don't really need to pick this up. This is a blast for me as well.
Jeremy?
Co-turn of the week. Yeah, that book sucked. Like it started out good, but like it's like you said, Dave. Whenever he went outside and like he defied his mama and went outside for the first time, and it was just like he went from 0 to 100 real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like he was all of a sudden he was just afraid to go outside. He thought he was going to die, and he had a fight with his mama, so he didn't care. He went outside and figured out he had these powers, and then. All of a sudden, he was invisible and flying around the town, and he just happened to find a poster for his gay friend, his gay biracial friend or whatever that was running for the mayor of the town, and they were going to defend everybody and do all this kind of stuff. And then, like, somebody tried to kill him or something. He goes, like, he just comes up out of nowhere, and it's like protects him and everything, and it was just like, really, you know, that's a blast.
I don't think anybody else on the panel read that, did they?
No.
Yeah, I read it.
Oh, you did? Okay, go ahead. Give us your.
The Ray,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're on here.
Ray is an old school quality comics character in the likes of Human Bomb, Phantom Lady, Plastic Man. So he's one of the original freedom fighters that happened to be in the Bronze Age or whenever DC got the rights to those characters. And this Ray is the son of the Golden Age Ray, but it's totally different. You know, like it's a rebirth, so it's like totally different storyline. Nothing like the original. There's some things that are like it, but there's tweaks and everything like that. Where you know he has to only get 1 hour of TV a day because his mom doesn't want him to understand the powers and things like that. Even though he knows about the powers because they accidentally went off on the mayor or whatnot, or when they were kids. But yeah, the weird part was he knew about these powers, but when he went outside and you know he got all of his powers and he had 100% ray of light or whatever, and he just used all 100% of it. So then he's just 0%, you know, invisible way too long. Kind of creeps you out that some dude's kind of creeping on this other dude and things like that. I didn't mind the part about the gay thing because they got to have that kind of stuff. You got to spread the love around the comic books. You know, the SJW's got to spread it around. You know, have some of that going on in every book. And they did all right. They didn't really like push it down my throat or anything. I think him and the mayor or his boyfriend were just watching a movie together with the old, you know, do the old yawn trick. Oh, and then, you know, the arms around the other guy. So yeah, no heavy kissing or petting, which was good. Thank God.
Didn't they make him gay at the end of it in the very last?
Yeah, he's gay. Yeah, he is gay.
Ray?
Yeah, Ray is gay. Yeah, so like, yeah, it's a little different. But you know, that's a lot of the comic people are changing things around. But I'm still gonna have to blast it because it's not the Ray that I like. It's not that Freedom Fighters Ray. You know what I mean? It's
not
just,
Ray Romano.
Yeah, not even Ray Romano. I just like, you know, nothing against the thing about being gay, but it's kind of like they took a cool character from Freedom Fighters and made him kind of like they do the characters in the Champions. You know, re-envision them as younger and put them in a lot of present day conflicts with themselves. But yeah, I blast. Yeah, probably won't, you know, mess with that anymore.
Okay, so we'll go back to Alex. Do you have any, you know, a couple of the books or whatever you read you want to do a quick review of, or anything you want to shout out?
Well, I did read all of the tie-ins, but I don't think we're going to talk about those right now. What I want to talk about is Batman 15. I read this book, and first thing that I wanted to call out in it is just the interior art is really, I thought it was really gorgeous. It was really pretty stuff. There was some pillow talk right at the very beginning with Catwoman and Batman, and then without spoiling the end, Catwoman escapes, so Batman has to chase her again. One of my favorite panels, actually, before I get to that, during the pillow talk, it was kind of cool that I think they were referencing, and correct me if I'm wrong, Batman #1, right? I mean, this is the first time that they met.
Yep,
she was the jewel thief.
Batman #1.
Yep. So that was pretty cool. And then the scene where Batman needs to talk to Jim Gordon, and it says, "Wasn't Catwoman due back to Blackgate last night? Weren't you supposed to bring her in?" And he says, "Jim," and then Jim says, "Yeah, Jim. Like, I know what happened." So that was pretty good. Overall, it was a good issue. One nice thing is there was resolution to this Catwoman story. So I was glad that they kind of wrapped it all up nice there for us. So I'm gonna stashing Batman.
Rob?
That was a good issue too.
I didn't read Batman, but I read one called Green Lanterns #15. And,
Oh yeah.
You know, new writer on the book. It wasn't been or it was Venditti Hal Jordan in the green. I don't know. Anyways, it was a really good book. It was Mike had told me it's really Jessica Cruz heavy, but it's kind of like she's going over things in her mind. It's kind of like a monologue in her head about her problems with anxiety and stuff like that. But just a great issue, and it's going to lead on into something really good with Batman in the next issue of the Green Lanterns. So I'm really excited to see that. But I want to know what Mike thinks about it, because him and Jessica, man, they tight, you know.
Yeah, well, like you said, this is a very, if you're a Jessica Cruz fan, or if you even want to know a little bit about, you know, Jessica's anxiety, you know, how she goes through her daily life, this is the book to pick up. This is very Jessica heavy. This was my pick of the week till I read something else, which I'll talk about after Rob's done. But yeah, so that's a stash for me.
Jeremy?
I didn't get to read that yet because it hadn't got here yet, but I'd like to address something that Comically Flawed said. Are we going to talk about DC upping their price coming up as soon, and including the digital code? It don't really bother me because it's only the monthly books. The books that come out a month, $3.99 for a monthly book with a digital code ain't that bad. The twice monthlies will still stay at $2.99. And from what I understood, All Star Batman is going down from $4.99 to $3.99, and including the digital code. So,
Okay. You had no other books you want to talk about right now?
I'll talk about the Tales from the Suicide Squad. Tales from the Suicide Forest. It's this Japanese, like it's there was a movie they made about the Suicide Forest. I don't remember the name of it, but it's like it's been it was all the rage like for a little while last year. People talking about this, but I don't even know who put it out. Did you get it, Mike?
No, I didn't get it. I just heard about it.
Did anybody else on the panel get it and talk about it, like, read it?
Oh.
Well, it basically starts off. I mean, I hadn't even heard of it. I just saw it and decided to get it and read it. But it starts off with this guy. It's like two stories in the book, and it's in black and white. And it's this guy sitting in his classroom. And it's like he sees this dead chick sitting at her desk. And it's like he knows she shouldn't be there, and nobody else in the classroom can see her. And she's all dead and decrepit looking, and she's like coming over and like getting all up in his face. And he's like he knows she shouldn't be there. And it basically goes on. And he's telling this chick, his friend, like he saw her name was Sumiko. He said I saw Sumiko. And she's like, there's no way you could have seen Sumiko. And like they go on and talk about what happened to him, and basically they took that girl out. The girl liked the guy, so they took her out in the suicide forest, way out deep in there, and was like they was filming him like getting it on with her, and like the two girls getting it on, like they was trying to get in there, you know, the threesome or something going, And they ended up killing her. She tried to run away or something. They ended up like getting her. They had drugged her, and she died in the woods. She had come back to haunt them. So, yeah, and like the one chick that like the guy wanted to tell the cops or whatever, but the one chick that was like with him or whatever, she was like crazy and she tried to kill him. And the girl that was wild. And then the second story was this dude that was like nailing these like little stuffed animals that represented people in his office to these trees out there. And then like once he got through nailing them to the trees, like he was like talking about each one of them as he nailed them up there. And it's like when he got through, their actual bodies was there, and they was like, help me, and he couldn't take it anymore, so he took off running. But he would just run in circles. And like because he thought nobody liked him in the office, that's what he was trying to. He was gonna like do a curse on him or whatever. But like he kept running and he would run in circles and come back there, and the things that were still there, he ended up like a rope come out of nowhere and he hung himself in the tree, and he ended up showing the people that the animals, like the stuffed animals represented, they all actually liked him. Like there's one chick, he called her the office whore, and all this kind of stuff, and he was nailing her thing up. But she liked him. She actually wanted to date him. It was like it showed him all mourning him, like why did he do this and all this kind of stuff. It was actually pretty good. I don't remember who put it out or who wrote it or anything, but it just kind of, it was something off the beaten path that you don't normally see. It seemed pretty cool to me. If it's like that every issue, like 2 more stories, I'd pick it up.
Hey, you know what? BGG said So now I don't need to buy that book. Thanks.
Tell the truth, BTG. You wasn't gonna buy that book anyway, man. Ain't nobody knows what that book is.
Rob Wise Guy, 82. He said he knows that it was from Amigo Comics. And a real quick one. BGG asked a question earlier about he wanted to know about the tie-ins for Monsters Unleashed and what they're going to be doing. They're going to be releasing 4 tie-ins in February. So next month, and also Monsters Unleashed 2 and 3 will come out in February as well. But the 4 tie-ins is All New X-Men, Champions, Uncanny Inhumans, and Doctor Strange. And what they're going to be numbered, they'll have number 1 point MU for Monsters Unleashed. So that's how they're going to do the Monsters Unleashed tie-ins for that book. Also want to give them some big shout-outs to some folks that joined us in the chat. We do have Rob Wise Guy 82 in here, Pop Comic Culture, Jack Yo, Evan, a.k.a. Old School Evan Jalone is here. Mighty LJ is also here as well. So, yeah, the chat's still hopping. Also, Comically Flawed wanted to talk a little, or he said when it comes to the digital codes, he never was going to use those anyways because he don't want the value of his book going down. And our very own Midwest Comic Man said, that's right. If he wanted digital codes, he would buy them in digital. And then Comically Flawed said for Marvel, Marvel's digital codes are going to be bad because the code isn't even about the book. It's about like 3 or so like random Marvel books they want you to buy. So a lot of good action going on in the chat. Tat's going to go take some Tylenol, says Cat Rin. So I'm kind of late on that. Yeah, he's got a headache. So, Tat, you got to get well soon, man. But, yeah, so a lot of good action in the chat. And we have had up to 32 concurrent live viewers in the chat. Now it's kind of dropped down a little bit, but we're so thankful you are here watching tonight on Blasted or Stashed.
Yeah, I picked up the Batman 15 as well. I did like it. You know, Batman and Catwoman have always had this kind of like on. No, I don't know if they've really even had a relationship where it's always been constant like flirting. And it was kind of cool to see that where they both have these lifestyles to where a normal relationships is not possible and they understand each other. And I thought that was cool when she says, I love you. He says, I love you, Cat. She says, I love you, Bat. I thought that was kind of cool, you know, them kind of having that connection. And it is definitely a good book. The other one I picked up as kind of a turd of the week is Captain Marvel #1.
No.
I was dreading this book. This was the last book I read before the show. I'm like, oh, I kept seeing it in my pile, and I kept pushing it away, And Captain Marvel, she's just going downhill for me. You know, in Civil War II, she was horrible. You know, I just don't like Captain Marvel at all. But that's the other couple books that I read this week.
I still respond to Billy Batson as Captain Marvel. I will not respond to anybody else being Captain Marvel. So
good for you. Hell yeah. Amen to that.
Any other last comics you want to talk about real quick? Mike, you go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to say this about Captain Marvel. This was pretty good. I like this. We moved past all the Civil War bullshit. We're getting back into her being a superhero again. So I really enjoyed this. This was a stash. Cat Red mentioned Harley Quinn #12. Actually, it started in 11, I believe. And that's the Joker Loves Harley storyline going on right now. And this has been excellent. Joker loves Harley. Or Red Tool loves Harley. And I don't think Harley likes either one of them too much, but this is some good stuff going on. This was a stash for me. And my pick of the week, where's my Spider-Man fans at Clone Conspiracy #4. I'm not going to spoil too much, only to say shit hits the fucking fan in this book. So pick this one up, Spider fans.
Is that Delano?
That's
Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
I think it really is
It
Delano.
is Delano.
It
is
that's
Delano.
Well, somebody don't even tell Aim I don't want him to get a little frisky on the damn chat room. I got a book that I didn't read it all, but I flipped through it and I enjoyed it. It was the Commandy Challenge Special #1. It's just a bigger book that has the original origin story, Commandy Last People on Earth, issue 1. It had what would have been issue number 60, and then another story as well. The issue that would have been 60 kind of goes some more origin, some more history. You know, you find out that his well, you knew this from some issues before, but his grandfather was the original OMAC in the DC parallel Earth that they were in. But it was really cool because it had Jack Kirby's Sandman in the series as well. So not only did you have some OMAC, you had Jack Kirby's Sandman tying everything together and going over kind of like some Crisis on Infinite Earth stuff in the DC universe, which was really cool. So if you're a big fan of Commandy or you want to read a little something before the Commandy Challenge comes up, definitely check out the Commandy Challenge special. Also, Kat Wren Figures did an awesome review of that book where she goes in it with more detail. So check out that Kat Wren Figures in the chat. She's got some great reviews up of some of these books, and she says it was a fun reprint.
And the Commandy Challenge starts next week, I think, doesn't it come out?
I think so.
Yeah.
I cannot remember the first writer and artist combo, but man, they've got some great writers and artists on there, so I'm really excited for it.
Alex, any other last books?
No, I've been keeping up with all the tie-ins for Inhumans versus X-Men, and the only complaint that I have is there is no I don't think the writers are talking to each other, because there's characters in jail in this book and they're free in this book and doing stuff, and it's it doesn't flow very well. It's hard to keep up, and it's really confusing, especially if you don't know who, you know, the minute Inhumans are or the minute X-Men are. The main book is good enough, probably, if people want to just read that.
Yeah, you don't think the tie-ins are really going to add much to the overall main story?
No, no, I don't think so. There's good nuggets here and there, like the Extraordinary X-Men with the girl on the deathbed, you know, because of the teriyaki mist.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was real. It was touching, man. It made me misty and whatnot, and so, you know, the idol, and she just wanted to be an X-Men. I think you guys talked about that a couple weeks ago, but it was good.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. There's little nuggets here and there, but other than that, really the main book is all you really need.
Okay. Jeremy, you have any other books this week beyond the Suicide Forest or whatever it was called there?
I don't think so.
Oh. Okay, and Mike, you had no more?
Now, BGG asked if I read Hookjaw #2 yet. I have not. I got a lot of books to read yet, so stand by for my grandpa's top 10 books of the week.
Okay. Do you have anything else new going on in the chat before we jump into our next segment, Rob?
Well, you know, I'm going to let Spider Grandpa talk about this next segment. But Comically Flawed said, Spider Grandpa, I got my first ever pop. I'm only like 750 behind you. And Comically Flawed says he's got Halloween Snoopy. And Jason Smith has 9 pops. And then, so, yeah. And they also talked a little bit about the WWE book. I mean, the artwork looks kind of fun and comical, but I didn't read it because I'm so used to, like, kind of what really happens behind the curtain and everything, that the most of the comic stories in the book are based off their little fictional storylines in the wrestling business. So that's why I'm kind of not into that one. But I think we're ready for that next segment.
Oh, real quick question, though. On those WWE books you were saying, do they tie in with the storylines currently on the show?
I wish it was current.
Okay.
The first one went over how Seth Rollins, it kind of tells the story of what led up to hurting Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose with the chair, where Seth Rollins pretty much just destroyed his own team, the Shield. He broke the Shield up, which was Rollins, Ambrose, and Roman Reigns. So, yeah, it was like storylines from pretty long time ago.
Okay. Okay, then we're going to jump into – that's a key for Mike.
Shut your Funko mouth.
Thank you, Mike.
I was trying to pull up, see how many pops I had, but my iPad is going very slow. So we'll just jump right into this shit. All right, as a lot of you guys already know, the DC Bombshell Funko Pops were announced. They look freaking amazing. Harley Quinn, Batgirl, Wonder Woman, and my personal favorite, Katana. I want that Katana pop. Speaking about WWE, guys, Walgreens is getting 2 new WWE exclusives. One of them being Kane, and one of them being one of my favorite wrestlers, HBK, Heartbreak Kid, Michael Hickenbottom, as he's called. Shawn Michaels, his wrestling name. So they're coming. I don't know exactly when. Thanks to my good friend Trinity Comics, I was informed of the other day that FunkoShop.com had a limited edition of the He-Man riding Battle Cat Dorbs. There's only 5,000 pieces of those. I jumped on that deal. I don't know if there's any left. There probably is because nobody likes butt plugs.
Well, there is a market for them. It's just you got to find them.
Well, yeah, but I guarantee if you go to FunkoShop.com, there should be still some left. 5,000 is a lot for Dorbs. And if anybody who was just asking me, I don't know if you guys, well, you can't see it. I have 517 Funko Pops.
Whoa.
Yeah, so in March, Powder Puff Girls. Any fans of Powder Puff Girls in the chat? Maybe, I don't know. Blossom, Bubble, Buttercup, Mojo Jojo, and him's gonna have his own pop with a glow-in-the-dark chase. Let's see. Apparently, there's an animated movie called Boss Baby coming out. I have no clue, but there's going to be some Funko Pops, Boss Baby in a suit, and Boss Baby in a diaper and a tie, whatever. You DC Comics fans, Walgreens is getting 2 DC exclusives, Joker in a black suit, and Jon Stewart, the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Day in blackest night, baby.
All lanterns matter, buddy. All lanterns matter.
That's right.
Larfleeze.
Mine.
Speaking of exclusives, Walmart is getting 3 Star Wars Rebels exclusives: the Inquisitor, the Fifth Brother, and the Seventh Sister. I have not watched any episodes of Star Wars Rebels, so I don't know who these characters are, and I'm not going to spoil it. But the next, Jesus Christ, Smuggler's Bounty Box has a Star Wars Rebel character in it as well. Entertainment Earth exclusive. There's a Flock Beast Dorb. I'm not talking about the X-Men Beast. I'm talking about the Beauty and the Beast live action movie coming out very soon. Baywatch. They're going to have David Hasselhoff. What's his character's name? Mitch, I think. And the only one most of us on the panel care about is CJ. Those 2 are coming soon. And last, but definitely not least, we have the Godfather line. I am very excited for the Godfather's line. Fred Corleone, an FYE exclusive gray suit Michael Corleone. A Barnes & Noble Michael Corleone. He's got a hat on in this one, and then there's just going to be a regular blue suit. There's going to be a Sonny Corleone and a Vito pop as well.
Did you see the Fredo pop? There's going to be a Fredo pop too. That's awesome.
A Fredo pop. Fredo.
I want a Fredo. I want a Pop Rides. Fredo on the fishing boat.
On the boat.
Hell yeah.
I hated Fredo. I hated that guy.
Yeah.
Two-Face hammer.
I did pick up only one Funko Pop this week. Actually, it was delivered to me. I pre-ordered it on Entertainment Earth a long time ago. Some of you may have seen it on the Blasted or Stash It website. Some of you may have seen it in the video. It's my pick for 2017 Stashy Pop of the Year, and that is the Sweet Tooth.
Oh yeah.
From Twisted Metal.
Cool.
He is so awesome looking.
Dang, that is cool. That ice
I don't know if
truck.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know if you're going to be able to pick these up in stores. That I don't know. Like I said, I ordered mine from Entertainment Earth a long time ago. So, pop of the year right here so far.
Sweet.
And I don't know if any of you gentlemen have picked up some Funkos this week or not.
I did
Alex?
get a pop.
I was gonna. What'd you get?
I got
Jeremy?
one pop. John Wick.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I was hoping I ordered it from Entertainment Earth when it went up for pre-order, and I was hoping I would have got the Chase Bloody variant, but of course I didn't.
There's 500. What does that say? 517.
Yep.
Right there.
Alex, do you collect any Funko Pops at all?
We have about 13 or so. Yeah. I want that SS comic readers talking about the Iron Fist one that looks pretty awesome. I think there's two different ones, the white suit and then the green suit.
Yeah.
White suit is the free comic book day. As soon as they announced it, they put it up for pre-order on Midtown Comics, and I swooped it up. It's not up there anymore though.
Yeah. They've been announced for a while now.
Yeah, they look pretty awesome.
Black Bolt too. So.
I got some pops.
Cat Red mentioned Jinx from Toys R Us to Teen Titans Go. I just recently saw a picture of her. I don't know if she's something new or.
I got these pops, and I don't buy a lot of pops, but when I saw Mike and Jeremy talk about these back in the day, I got on Entertainment Earth and ordered these. I got Batman right there from the animated series. It's my favorite, one of my favorite Batmans of all time. Kevin Conroy right there. I got a little Robin right there. Batman animated. I got the Batgirl. Gotta love some Barbara Gordon Batgirl. Original Batgirl in the Batman animated series was voiced by old Laura Ingalls Wilder, a.k.a. Melissa Gilbert back in the day. Old school style. Who's this? This is someone else. Oh, let me show this guy. You gotta love you some. You know, this ain't no Joker. This is some Mark Hamill right here. We all know the Mark Hamill Joker. Arlene Sorkin, okay, a.k.a. Days of Our Lives actress with the awesome original Harley Quinn voice. And I don't know who voiced this gal, but she was good too. Poison Ivy right there. So I'm kind of like glad I got these. But, man, Pops, Mike, you know this, and British geeky guy knows this as good as anyone, man. Pops will make your bank account go down.
That's why I only got one this week.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up any Pops, but I did say I was going to tell us a quick story tonight from our chat earlier. We were talking about Harry Potter. My wife's a big Harry Potter fan. When we were Christmas shopping, my daughter's a big Harry Potter fan too, so we've been trying to pick up the Harry Potter Funkos for her. And so we got, now she's going to kill me if she's actually watching this. I don't remember the twins' names, the Weasleys, the twins.
Yeah.
You know, we were trying to find both of them for her, for my daughter, for Christmas. We found the one. We found the other one, Fred, and I don't remember the other guys.
George, yeah.
And so the woman at the GameStop is like, "Oh, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. You know, the only thing that's missing, really missing from this Funko Pop is he has both his ears. He's missing an ear. You know, that he's supposed to be missing an ear." And my wife's like, "Oh, okay, you a Harry Potter fan?" She goes, "Big," and she even had a tattoo of Harry Potter. You know, the woman walks away. My wife leans over.
Was it in a risque spot?
Oh, I don't know.
Lower back.
No.
Oh.
As the woman walks away, my wife leans over to me. She goes, "The reason he's not missing an ear is because he's wearing the outfit from Goblet of Fire, and that didn't happen yet." You know, so my wife just totally crushed her as in being a Harry Potter fan. I thought that was the greatest thing in the world, and I laughed. So that's just my Funko story tonight. So if nobody else has any Funko news, we're going to close this program, or this program. I've had too many rock stars today, and I'm already going, wah. Close this segment. And Mike?
Shut your funko mouth.
Thank you, Mike. Then we're going to jump right into Trinitys Superhero Cinema with our one and only Trinity.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get right into this because I don't have a catchy intro like Mike does. But the big news that everybody already knows about is Shazam movie just got split into 2 movies, and they're going to do Black Adam first, which to me is totally the right move because, I mean, if you have Shazam and Black Adam both getting introduced in the same movie, the origin stories are going to take away from each other. And The Rock he's The Rock. So, I mean, you kind of have to give him his own movie. They've had him since 2014 already. But the grumbling that I've been hearing is that in The Rock's Black Adam movie that he's going to fight Superman. And that's if you go back to all the way to Christmas Day, you got that picture of The Rock and Henry Cavill sitting there with drinking tequila or whatever it was. And a lot of people don't know, but the person that took the picture, he might have took the picture, but he was behind the scenes. Jeff Johns was there. And then you got the famous interview that that they did, the meeting that they did, that they were all saying was their favorite meeting ever. But I actually think that's going to be great. I know Russ was saying earlier he thought Black Adam might show up in the Justice League movie. I don't think he will. I think you're not going to see him until the Black Adam movie. I think they're going to do his origin where he becomes, the Wizard gives him the power of Shazam, and he becomes like the hero and then has the anti-hero. I think they're going to go with the New 52 origin just to take out that whole Captain Marvel, rigmarole, have to deal with all that, the Marvel family and all that. But I think that's what they're going to do there, and then Superman.
You know what I think they're going to do in that? It's just like you said, man. First off, smartest move ever because Black Adam, his own, he got entrusted with those powers from the great wizard Shazam. So he's just that little weakling in Egypt and Kandahar or wherever that place was called.
Kondak.
It's going to be like years ago, centuries ago, and like you said, he means to do well. He wants to beat that oppression of all his people are going through. But what happens? The people, they still are big time, like themselves are sinning, like bad people. So then he rules with an iron fist, and then he lets the power go to his head. Then the great wizard's going to come back and
banish him
out. Yeah, banish him into space or whatever. And we know from the comics that it takes years and years and years. But he gets back to present day, and when he comes back, he's going to be looking for some action. And Trinity, you called it, man. Cavill is coming. The cavalry's coming. So Superman's coming. But we all know in the comic books, when it's one-on-one, Black Adam has the power of magic, and that's one of Superman's weaknesses. So Superman's going to need some help.
I think the wizard is going to banish him at the end, and then whenever the Shazam movie does come along, it's going to take up from that New 52 where that guy's on the dig because his family needs like magic or something.
That's right. Yeah, good.
Yeah, and then when they break that, he's trying to find the tomb to the Rock of Eternity, the entrance to the Rock of Eternity, but what he finds is Black Adam. And then Black Adam's going to take him around.
He's going to find the Rock, and Rock's eternal, baby.
This sounds eerily similar to the Scorpion King, where the Rock is this good guy, and then also he gets all this power, and then he turns into the bad guy. Hopefully, it's going to have some better CGI than the Scorpion King did at the end of that damn movie.
Oh, you can bet it. That was the Rock's first movie ever.
It's going to be a good show.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
The next news we have, according to the Route.com, we have a short list of actors that WB and DC want to play Green Lantern in the upcoming movie. Now, take this list with a grain of salt, a huge grain of salt, because I think they just threw some names in there amongst the one who's actually going to play him. But they don't laugh. Tom Cruise, Joel McHale from that show, the Great Indoors, Great Outdoors, or whatever it's called, that new show. He might be okay. Bradley Cooper, which I think would kill it. Armie Hammer and Jake Gyllenhaal, but they also have Ryan Reynolds on there. I don't think Ryan Reynolds is going to come back.
No.
And I think they should stay far away from him. But I actually, the two on my list that I would actually prefer is Armie Hammer and Bradley Cooper. They have Jake Gyllenhaal on there. I don't see that, but I think Bradley Cooper would kill it as the Green Lantern. Tom Cruise just seems to be too old. I know they're going to do the whole Lethal Weapon in space ordeal, but unless they go the reverse and make Hal Jordan the older one, and he's kind of like the mentor to Jon Stewart or something like that. And then let's see, the next one we have here is I'm hearing rumors that we could be getting a movie about Jean Grey becoming the Dark Phoenix. Recently on casting calls and shooting schedules and stuff, that they've been seeing the name X-Men Supernova, but it has a working title called Dark Phoenix. There's no confirmation of that yet, but it has been seen on production schedules, which would got the chick from that plays Jean Grey, that she's from Game of Thrones, and I think they need to capitalize on her while she's hot, because Game of Thrones ends this year. So the writers from Deadpool say it will set up X-Force and beyond and feature everyone's favorite time-traveling mutant cyborg, Cable. And who might be playing Cable? There's a speculation that's been arising since Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds posted a picture of themselves with Pierce Brosnan on Instagram and Twitter. And I actually hadn't thought about Pierce Brosnan, but when I started looking at him beside pictures of Cable, I was like, that could actually work. I don't know much about Cable, but y'all tell me, what do you think?
Pierce Brosnan as Cable? I don't see that fit at all for me. I'd much rather see Dolph Lundgren as Cable.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Mike?
I think Dave should be Cable.
LJ, he says Huey should be Cable. Yep.
To go back to you talk about was it Green Lantern? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is very busy. He's doing the whole Monsters universe. So he's been busy with that. He's got a big contract to do a whole bunch of movies with The Mummy, I think Frankenstein, all that stuff. What's that?
I think Undisputed Frost wants a guy named Hippie Nerd to be Cable.
Hippie Nerd, he needs some subs too, man. He's been around a while. He doesn't have very many subs. Let's get him subbed up too, just to change the subject quick. So anybody else for the Green Lantern? Anybody else have any those names that Trinity had said? Top picks? How about you, Alex?
Oh, who's the dude that's playing Steve Trevor? I thought he would have been good, but I think that's kind of a Chris Pine. It's kind of a throwaway character, honestly.
The thing about that is that's who he chose to play. They gave him the option to play Steve Trevor or Hal Jordan, and he chose Steve Trevor. So
Idiot. That's all I can say.
He would have been my first pick, honestly.
Me too, because I watched him in
that girl.
I watched him in that new that movie's got him and that Ben Foster guy in it. I can't think of the name of it right now, where they're bank robbers. And I was looking at him with that mustache, and he was kind of. I was thinking he would actually be a great.
Ooh, I got one, Trinity.
What's that?
Guy Gardner, Tom Hardy.
Oh yeah, you know who I actually want to play Guy Gardner though? He's like not a well-known actor, but he's been in a lot of TV shows. His name's Max Martini. He played in that show The Unit a while back that has the guy from Allstate. If you remember him, you look at him, he's got the red hair. He's like a military guy. He's got that all down pat. But nobody else has anything to say about the Green Lantern movie.
Who was it? Count Von Strange says DeVito. I'm not talking about Danny DeVito for Green Lantern.
Yeah, he said Danny DeVito.
Man, Danny DeVito is Hal Jordan. Count Von Strange is drunk.
Danny DeVito's more of a fuck.
Yeah,
from Alpha Flight.
He could be a guardian.
Yeah, he could. He could be Rami.
Yeah.
They could get him and Peter Dinklage from Game of Thrones. That would be awesome, dude. Paint them blue like Smurfs, man. Get them, man. I'm telling you, give them some little robes. But we also got 2 trailers dropped this week. Now we got the Power Rangers trailer that actually got me hyped up for it. But I gotta be honest, y'all. The Logan trailer is what really got me hyped up. That Red Band trailer from Logan, where we actually got to see X-23 pop her claws. Man,
Did you want to watch that?
if y'all want to, it don't matter to me. But I just had to mention it because I mean, I think I've watched it like 5 times. But and I also why he's finding the trailer. If anybody's ever played The Last of Us on PlayStation 4,
Yep.
PlayStation 3, this guy. I mean, this trailer right here, like it reminds me so much of The Last of Us. Even that scene toward the end of it where they're riding in the car and she's looking out, that is straight from The Last of Us. I really get like where they're in the woods. Yeah.
Okay.
Quiet on the
So-
set.
Let me go over the
Is that full screen for you guys? Oh, hold on a sec here. Let me.
We got some folks in the chat I want to give some shout outs to. OMG Chris, he joined us in there. We have the Chinist is in the house. We got Undisputed Frost, Airborne Sapper, Cholula's Comics, Master X Splinter, Planet Beagle Comics, and Rob Wise Guy 82 is in the chat. Catherine Figures also says Peter Dinklage would be really good for Mr. Mitzelblick. That'd be great.
That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. That full screen for you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Let me know if you can hear it. You hear it? You can't hear the audio?
Uh-uh.
No, you gotta pay for that, right?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Hey,
Ooh.
not okay.
We got ourselves an X-Men fan. Maybe a quarter of it happened, and not like this. In the real world, people die. Logan, I don't want to talk about it. Logan, just stop. Be careful. I need the girl. What girl? Go get her. No. No.
Oh!
No. Holy fuck. She's like you. Very much like you. I'm not whatever it is you think I am. She needs our help. Someone come along. Someone has to come along. This is what life looks like. People who love each other. A home.
Oh, I felt so glow.
You should take a moment. Feel it. Oh, you have time. 2 days on the road, only 1 meal and hardly any sleep. That's like fucking 90.
Yeah. That was great. I even saw Eric LaSalle eating some supper with him. Old Soul Glow was there.
You know what else I thought was cool though? That was a totally made up X-Men comic that they showed. They actually reached out and had Joe Quesada draw that.
Dang.
Specifically, that comic does not exist. Joe Quesada like drew that specifically for the movie.
They gonna reprint that bad boy, I bet. Probably maybe put a Delano on it.
It might be one of those ones that do promotional for the movie. You know, I remember I got a reprint of Spider-Man 129 to Amazing or Spider-Man #1, I think it was. That'd be cool if they did that as a promotional thing to give out at the movie theater.
I thought it was really cool because it's like a cheaper way of doing flashbacks. Like, and I know some people are speculating that we might actually get to see Wolverine in the yellow and blue, or the yellow and black, or either in the yellow and the brown or whatever. Trust me, I so want that, but I just don't think it's going to happen. That might be the closest we get to it. I would love it. I would love to see that. There's a picture circling around that I saw people tweeting and stuff. It shows like a suitcase with that brown and yellow suit in it, but that picture was out before the original Wolverine spinoff. That picture was out, so I don't know. But I would love it. That's all my movie news. I just want to say, if Bradley Cooper does get cast as the Green Lantern, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I could kind of see that a little bit. I think I'm leaning more towards Armie Hammer for me.
Some people are speculating that Armie Hammer is going to be playing Shazam, which I don't see that, but, it seems a little too on the nose for them to be sharing all this Armie Hammer stuff and then not announce him playing Green Lantern.
They're going to end up casting someone like Seth Rogen or something like that.
Oh, my God. Don't even bring up Green Hornet.
No, they want as much as
Seth Rogen.
I don't know. I think DC's on their way to getting it right. So all the people that like to hate on DC movies, you about to find out. That's all I'm going to say.
I hope so. I really do hope DC starts kicking ass in the theater because they
got the biggest movie star on the planet. I mean,
he's what is The Rock known as? Sequel Viagra or something like that. That was his Saturday Night Live song he did. His sequel Viagra. Yep. Yeah. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and close the curtain on Trinity's superhero cinema, and then I guess we'll run through and do any shout outs or any last minute thing you may want to talk about. We'll start with you, Alex.
Yeah. Shout out to Midwest. Glad you're doing well, man. It's awesome to see. I think he's been popping in a little bit here and there on the chat, so that's really cool. Thanks to you guys. I appreciate you letting me hang out with you for 2 weeks in a row. And next week, I hope that Paul will be back and you'll be full Voltron strength next week. And so it's just been awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Everyone in the chat, man, been killing it the whole night. Hey, give these guys thumbs up, too. They deserve it. Blaster Stash, it's awesome, man.
Thank you, Alex. We really do appreciate it. We love having you on, too. So it was great to have you come back for a second week. So, Rob, how about you?
Well, tonight, concurrent viewers, we had 32 max concurrent viewers, and that is just amazing. Thank y'all so much tonight in the chat room for all of that. Also, I've chatted everyone in the chat room, and I've counted everyone up that stopped by, and we have had 42 people stop by in the chat room. That's just really, for me, being here a long time, that's like unheard of, and it's like so damn awesome. So thank y'all so much for that. I want to give, like I said, big shout out, prayers and thoughts for not only Midwest Comic Man, but for Midwest Comic Man's ball and chain. Today she was giving us updates the whole day while he was in, getting his things done, his hospital stuff done, which was great. And we know you were going through some really stressful times, and we hope that some of our funny, crazy antics could relieve some of that stress. So just so glad, and just so glad that you allow your man to come on here week in and week out on the Friday nights to do what he does. Also, a big special shout out to Mighty LJ. I know this guy, Dave's got a crap ton of books in the closet, but man.
Is she talking about me in the chat?
No, she just say she should count twice, which she really should, because she is also one of the women behind one of the greatest guys on the Blaster Stash show, our host with the most, Dave. And Mike, we got to get your wife in the chat room so I can give her some love. And Alex and his family, a lot of love there in Germany. your family too, for letting y'all do what y'all do week in and week out. And it's just great to be a part of y'all's team. And like I said, I got another shout out. I want to give a shout out to a guy that's in the comic book community that I've hung out with on many of Tuesday nights on Key Issue Comics, and that is Razith 136. He's got an off-air going right now, and it's his last off-air before he goes to boot camp, man. He's going to boot camp for the Marines. His long, beautiful hair is shaved. He's been working out. He's getting ready. So nothing but prayers, love, and support for you, in your battle at the boot camp, man. It's going to be hard work. But, old Steve Rogers, he got through it, so you can too. So a lot of love for Razith 136.
Awesome.
Mikey?
Yeah.
I'm going to call you Mikey again. Sorry.
He likes it. He really likes it.
Yeah, I do. I like a lot of things, but that's for another channel.
In my sleep deprived state last night, I did type into the chat that I wonder if there's an alternate Earth where Mike is the host of the show, and the show is called Mikey Mike and the Funky Bunch.
It'd be a lot different show. You all seen my Airborne Sapper contest video, right? We got we'll put a stripper pole back here. We'll have some lights. No, I'm just kidding. Dave does an awesome freaking job. He's the man. Anyway, I want to shout out Tats Comics for the awesome piece of artwork he sent me. I'm going to get that in 3 frames and probably display it back here somewhere so the whole world could see. Again, with another act of kindness, OMG, thank you very much for the Spectacular Spider-Mans. Speaking of Airborne, I talked a little bit about this on my contest entry. When you guys throw up contests and have unique, questions to your qualifications, that's awesome to me. Airborne Sapper, he's got this awesome contest going on where he basically lets you create your own Comic-Con. I put up my contest video yesterday, so go check out Airborne Sapper. A couple of new subs to me. Comic Hunter 1014, he's got 135 subs. And one more called Out 23 Law. He's only got 25, so I know we could get him a lot more. Seeking Nearman Comments said, no pokey fucking me in the ass. That's I hate go one of my comic book stores, they cater to all the Pokemon players and the Magic players. I hate that shit, but that's another video. And I want to thank everybody in the chat who has subbed to me. I just recently hit 250 subs, so thank you guys very much. And that's it.
Jeremy?
I want to give a shout out to my boy Count Von Strange. He's in the chat for hooking me up with God Country #1. He actually sent me some extras I'll show here. He sent me this Detective Comics #1 5th print. That was one I've actually been looking for. The Detective Comics #1, and he sent me these this Green Arrow, this Dark Knight. That was actually really cool of him. He didn't have to send it to me, but he found it and said he would hook me up. So thank you for that. I want to give a shout out to Lunchbox Batman. He was in the chat for reaching his 100 subs. He got 100 subs contest going. Y'all go sub him up, enter that. I want to give a shout out to Seeking Near Mint Comics. We had a little mishap on the Legends trivia contest thingy, and that ended kind of badly. I wanted to give a shout out to him because he kind of felt bad about it. It wasn't his phone messed up, so give a shout out to him. We'll give a shout out to my boy Paul, who's probably so high on painkillers right now he don't even know where he's at. Glad you made it through, brother. Prayers for you. And I want to give a shout out to Alex, who is killing it as our special guest for the second week in a row.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Before we go,
okay.
Is that it for the shout outs?
I was
going to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Sub each everybody up. Everybody get a sub. Throw 'em out the hat. Sub everybody up. By the way, Wonder Woman ain't going to suck. It's going to rock. Jeff Johns is in charge. That's all I'm going to say about that because that's the bottom line.
Hey, sub everyone up. What was it? Trinity Winfrey, sub everybody up. Look under your chair Kyle Franco, Deadpool, look under your chair for some free shit tonight.
Before we go, real quick, Captain Deadpool, I had mentioned on the Facebook page I would give away a movie code. Real quick, guys, I'm going to give away the movie code to Blair Witch, the remake, not the original. If you guys in the chat, real quick, before we go, if you could name in the original, the Blair Witch Project, name the first names of the 3 teens that got lost in the woods. I'll give you this code right now.
Deadpool, 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 Deadpool. Back to the Future, British Geek Out. Woo-hoo.
Larry Moe Curly.
Oh man.
Your Google's not working fast enough, guys.
Oh, Matthew Movies.
Matthew, seems like I'm.
Huey, Dewey, Louie, no.
You know what?
Come on, Deadpool.
Midwest, I'm Huey. Midwest, is that a Captain America bank? He's asking in the background. I'm Huey, and I'm Midwest. Yes, that is a Captain America bank.
Everyone sub up Hippie Nerd. Hippie Nerd. You know what? We'll sub up Hippie Nerd, but Hippie Nerd needs to get his ass over to Blast of the Stashes and watch us live. Hippie Nerd, get your ass up in here and I'll.
Mike, you might have to find another question, bro.
John, Mike, James.
Heather, Captain Deadpool got it. Heather, Joshua, and Michael.
Damn, he actually got a good connection. Deadpool.
Captain Deadpool, I will text you. I will get up with you with this code. All right, we could end this show.
Okay, well, I got to do a couple shout-outs real quick.
Okay.
Just subscribe to me, Rag718. He's I think he only has, less than 200 subs. And of course, I wanted to shout out. I was supposed to do it last time. Yeah, Rag718 has 158 subs. So go sub him up. And I do want to give a shout out to All About Comics. We're 4 awesome guys now. They're all about comics. The 2 main guys, I think, are Undisputed Frost and Gene Paul Ace Peter. Those are the 2 main guys. And they also have 4-Way Flash on Comics is on there. Merkel the Mouse on there quite a bit. I think they kind of changed quite a bit. A few of those the people who are on the panel. They're a great bunch of guys. Their show is pretty humorous. They sit there and talk about a lot of the stuff that's going on in comics. They do have some topics they talk about. So make sure you go sub them up. I think they have right around 100 subs too. So I think if we don't have anything else, nobody has anything else? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and close episode 34, the one without Paul. So guys, whether you blast it or whether you stash it, happy reading, guys, and have a good night.
Later.
Hey, nice exit music there, man. Who's that? Let's go.